Yes, 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 yes. It's another spotlight on the family. And I'm grateful for as many that have been joining us from the time we started. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and God bless you all. Spotlight on the family. And today's topic is turning couples conflict into couples connect, or you could say turning couples conflict into couples connection, or communion, whatever it is we want to call it. We can call it whatever it is that we're always trying to say is couples coming together, loving together, turning their conflict time to a communion time using the power of self regulation. Using the power of what? Using the power of self regulation. Now, what I want to come and talk about today basically is not conflict per se, like what do you do when you're in conflict, or it's not good to fight, blah. No, I want to talk about self regulation. But I want to connect that self-regulation. I want to relate it to what? I want to relate it to conflict in your marriage. As a woman, as a man, there are so many tools that you can use to you can use so many tools to help you manage conflict in your home. The only thing is that you don't know some of them. You don't know some of them, and that's why you're not using them. But by the time you know that there is a tool that you can use, sometimes you're always like asking, why am I always fighting with my husband? Why am I always having issues with my husband? What's the problem? You don't know why. You don't even know what to do. There are tools that people use, and it's inside their mind, so they make use of it. When a conflict is about to crop up, they know what to do because they've already mastered some of those things. And so, one of the tools I want to give to us today is self regulation. Self regulation is going to help you manage conflict even at home. All right. So, my beautiful wives, my beautiful sisters, my beautiful mothers, wherever you are, you're watching me, I say welcome again to Spotlight on the Family. And so, I'll be going in straight right away. So we're talking about self-regulation. Self-regulation in managing conflicts in your home. Okay. So what's self-regulation? I put in here that self-regulation is the ability to understand and manage your behavior. Ability to understand and manage your behavior, your reactions, to feelings and happenings around you, and thoughts, your abilities to manage destructive emotions and impulses. In other words, to think before you what? Before you act. Short and precise. That's the definition of what? Self-regulation. Definition of self-regulation says ability to think before you act. So now let's relate that to your home. My sisters, my brothers, my husband, my wife. Do you think before you take actions at home? Do you think before you say what you want to say to your husband? Do you think? Self-regulation most of the time really is highly it's high on children. Why? Because their brain is yet to be developed, and so we as parents, we are being taught to ensure that these children, we give them so many activities to able to regulate their emotions, so as they grow they just become very balanced. But do you know, so many elder ones, older men, older women, they are still struggling with self-regulation. Some people, you just talk the way you feel. You are angry, and because you're angry, you just speak. You are angry, and because you're angry, you just slapped your wife. You are angry, and because you are angry, you just broke the plate. You do something very nasty. I've watched I watched on internet one day where a man was angry with his wife, and the only thing he needed to do to show that he was angry is to take that baby and hit the baby on the wall, and the baby started bleeding, that the baby died. That is lack of self-regulation. And the Bible says that a man that cannot control his soul or his spirit or his ability, his thinking, his ability, is like a city without walls. You know what that means? A city that has no gate. Anything can come in. Anything can come in. So if anybody wants to come and steal, they come in to steal. Anyone that wants to come and destroy that place, they come in and destroy that. And that's how some people are. And so when all these things crop in, you just see that these things are done, and eventually your eyes is cleared, and you're like, oh my God, why did I say what I said? Then your brain begins to think like, why did I do what I did? Now there must be that you must get to that level of self-maturity where you'll be able to regulate. That definition says you will manage your behaviors, you manage your reactions, you manage the happenings around you when you have capacity to self-regulate. Self-regulation. So you must be able to do what? You must be able to self-regulate for you to stand tall, even in the midst of conflict between you and your husband. So that's just the definition of self-regulation and how you can use it in conflict. The moment you are having issues with your husband, be present. Tell yourself, okay, something's about to happen here. I am in charge of what I'm going to say. I'm in charge of what I'm going to do. I will not say what I'm not supposed to say, so that, sometimes when you say what you're not supposed to say, now it's not only the person that you said it to that now feels the pain. Even you that have said it, you feel so bad. You feel so bad, you can't forgive yourself. You're like, did I say, or probably look at that man that took the baby and hit the baby on the wall. We have seen men that they beat their wife to a point of bleeding, and after that, their eyes is being cleared, and they're like, why did I do what I did? You have the inability to self-regulate your actions. So when you're feeling this sense, when you sense that there is a conflict that is coming up at this time, probably you are in the house, your husband is not yet home, and you know that he's supposed to be home for probably for dinner, or he's supposed to be home for something. Maybe you planned out to go out. You are breathing in and you're breathing out. You're already angry. You're already up. You're pacing up and down. You're like, that's the time you're supposed to tell yourself, the way I am feeling at this moment, I can do and undo. By the time my husband comes in right now, I can say what I'm not supposed to say. So you talk to your mind and say, oh no, you know what? Take a pause. Something must have happened on the way. It might just be that he had a bad time in the office, or maybe there's traffic or something. So just take it cool. Don't be angry. When he comes in, breathe in, breathe out, smile at him. You now tell yourself exactly what you want to do. And with that, even your husband will be surprised, or your wife will be surprised, like, wow, I thought you were going to flare up. Or you have noticed that you're conversing with your husband and you see that he's getting angry. You're conversing with your wife. You see that it's getting, the tension is getting high. Then you tell yourself, okay, this conversation is getting beyond the norm. It's getting beyond normal. Okay, so what am I going to do? You tell yourself, I'm going to keep quiet for some time. I'm not going to say anything. I'll leave him to talk. When he's done, probably I leave the scene or I change the topic. You are very conscious. You are present. And with that, you will suddenly turn that conflict to connection time, to communion time. Like, you know what, let's even leave that topic alone and let's even go somewhere else. You change the topic and you are fine. If you're angry and you feel that your emotions cannot switch, you could just walk away. You could just tell him that it's okay. I think I accept what you said, and just end the conversations like that. And when you do that, you would just see that, yeah, you have won you are in charge. You're in charge. So it's always very pertinent for us to self-regulate. So I don't want to take much of our time. So you take a break and pause between your feelings and the way you and your actions. Taking time through making plans. That's what I just explained. You wait patiently before taking actions. Oh, you will just see yourself in charge. I had a discussion with someone who is my friend, and he noticed that the conversation is going very hot. And you know what? He just kept quiet, he kept quiet, and he just stood up and he walked away. He just left the scene. And now I was wondering, I was like, I thought we were trying to drag something here. But he knew that the more we keep dragging this thing is going to go awry. And because he is in charge and he has his own values, he knows what he's going to say, he knows what he's going to do, he will not do it. And he just stepped out. So then I realized that, wow, this is what they call self regulation. Okay. So if you lack self regulation skills, you will lack self confidence and self esteem. And you're going to have so much troubles handling stress and frustration. You will always be anxious. You get into the house is in disarray because your children have turned things up and down. That's the time you need to arise and say, okay, okay, okay. You know, I was saying last week that some of that this time, maybe I've gone to work and I'm coming back. Right from the road, I'll be telling myself, you know what? You could meet anything that is going to make you angry. You could meet anything that is going to make you upset. So what do? I will tell myself, be patient, overlook some of these things, or you talk patiently. So you just make sure you are saying these things in yourself before you get to the scene, and before, so that your actions, you will be in charge. You'll be in charge. Now you don't allow your emotions to be, should you not allow your emotions to lead you? You lead your emotions. You lead your emotions. You tell your emotions, I subject you. You are not going to push me to do what I'm not supposed to do. You're not going to push me to say something wrong to my husband. You're not going to make me say something wrong to my children. You will be in charge. It's a gradual process. And so you need to start working towards it right now. You're not yet married, or you're at home and you're wondering, why are you always in conflict? First of all, hone that blame. Take responsibility that, okay, for in this home, I'm the one that's responsible for fighting and quarreling. And I want to work on it. One of the keys that you're going to need is ability to self-regulate. You will be able to hold yourself back. You are going to be in charge of your actions. You're going to be in charge of what you say. You're going to be in charge of what you talk. It's a gradual process. You need to practice. It's not something you're going to wake up and you say, yes, I heard something yesterday and I want to, you will keep practicing. Sometimes you might fall and you pick up yourself again and say, no, I want to be a master of my emotions. I want to lead my emotions. My emotions is not going to dictate to me what. You see so many homes that have been destroyed just because of some simple, silly emotional imbalance. It's so appalling. It's so appalling. You will just see that everything, the man is angry, always angry, the woman is angry, and they begin to fight, and there's always conflict. The house is always burning. You feel everything is just upside down. Because you see, sometimes I say that the reason why we have issues at home is because we lack some skills. We lack some skills. If every man, every woman begins to work on themselves and begin to treat themselves and say, okay, this area, I have issues on this area. I have issues on this area. My emotions are, they are telling me, they are hitting me back. I have issues with communication. I have issues with anger management. And begin to work on it. Begin to work on it. Begin to work on it. And you tell yourself, I want to be a better person. And now when you become a better person, you're not just going to be a better person at home. You're going to be a better person at home, in the society, in your place of work. You get to the office, some people are there waiting to get you upset. That's not the time you're going to raise your voice and begin to shout and shake the building of the office. You know how to self-regulate. You walk away. You breathe in, you breathe out, you close your ears. Some of the things that you need to do is that you close your ears to what somebody is saying. Your friends are saying things to you that you don't like. Just close your ears and say, no, you're not talking to me. Don't let those things get into you. Okay, so you need to when you self-regulate, you will operate in the line of your values. These are things that you're going to do. Now, as a person, do you have your values? That's another question I want to ask you. Do you have personal values? Do you have personal values that you would follow anytime, any day? That's number one. Do you have your family values? Do you have your couple values? Do you have values at home that everyone is following? Meaning that when I mean that, I mean in your home, peace is one of your values. In your home, uh, emotional management is one of your values. In your home, leadership, you have the list of values. In your home, effective and assertive communication is one of your values. And now you have already gone around and you have said that, come, you know what? Emotions. You've gone around and you've already announced to all the children, all the family, that when we communicate in this home, we don't raise our voice. When we communicate in this home, we don't fight. We don't say bad words. We don't say negative words. When you are angry, this is what you do. You teach everybody. So when you now begin to walk in that direction, it helps you self-regulate. Because by the time you're hungry and you want to act, you remember your values. Your value says we don't insult people. We don't say words that are demeaning to our partner. So you are angry with your husband. Your husband is angry with you. You know that no matter how this anger is going to lead, I cannot say any negative word to him. These are words that I will not say to my husband. These are words I'm not going to say to my wife. So you know already. It helps you align with your values, most especially when you begin to self-regulate. Another thing is that you calm down when you're upset or when you're excited. You calm down. You tell yourself, calm down. When I'm excited, I tell my children, when you're excited, you do what? You calm down. When you're angry, you do what? You calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Breathe in, breathe out, and calm down. Go lock up yourself somewhere and calm down. Play music, calm down. Drink water, calm down. Think positive, calm down. Just be thankful. These are things that helps you to calm down. And these are tools that will help you self-regulate. And you will just see that you cannot continue to fight at home. Okay? You maintain open communications with your spouse. Open communication. When you're angry, then you must also learn that conflict management. You must learn the tactics of conflict management. Maybe another time I'll be talking about that. You must have this mind that it's a win-win. When you want to dominate communication, you want your own to be the final. It's either you are not accepting, it's either your wife is not accepting, and there will be a clash. So open communication. You keep pressing and pushing through hard times. Self-regulations will help you to push through hard times, even when there are issues in your home. You keep pressing, you keep pushing. You say no. Remember the definition of self-regulation. Self-regulation says that you are able to control what you do, even in hard times. Whatever situation you're going through, you know what to do. You know how to control yourself. You are in charge. Your emotions are not in charge of you. You are the one that is in charge of your what? Of your emotions. Your emotions should not lead you. You lead your emotions. Your emotions is just, and why would you allow what is going on inside of you be telling you, oh yeah, stand up, go and slap your husband, stand up, go and slap your wife, stand up, go and do this, stand up, and you are following. You will tell your mind and say, you know what, I have values. Let your values guide you. Don't let your emotions guide you. Let your values be strong, and be strong on your spiritual values. Be strong on your moral values. Be strong on your marital values. You know what to do. It is lack of self-regulation that will let a man go and sleep with another woman that is not your wife. It's lack of self-regulations. Your emotions are telling you, oh yeah, go, that woman is beautiful. Go and sleep with her. Go and toast her. Go and talk to her. And you just continue to go follow, and you follow, and you follow, and you follow. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. So, what am I saying? I'm saying that when you self regulate, it will help you operate in the line of your values. It helps you to calm down during the times that you're upset and when you're excited. You are able to maintain open communication. All right. And so, what are now the effective skills that you need? What are the effective skills that you need when you want to be in charge of yourself? Number one, practice mindfulness. Practice mindfulness. If you are listening to me, repeat after me. Say, practice mindfulness. Practice mindfulness. So, what does that mean? It means, according to John Kabat-Zinn, the founder of mindfulness based stress reduction, says mindfulness is the awareness that arises from paying attention on purpose. I wish you can get what I'm talking about. Paying attention on purpose. You know what that means? That means you must be present at every point in time. You are not absent-minded. You are very present. So nothing meets you unaware. Your child does not come and meet you and is trying to disturb you when you're working. And the only thing you can do is to just yell at her and say, get out of that place. You are very present. You know that this babe, this little girl just needs my attention. Let me give her 1 minute. Let me give her 2 seconds and she'll be fine. You are present. So you practice mindfulness. You pay attention on purpose, being at the present moment and non-judgmental. Non-judgmental. So practicing mindfulness will help you put a pause with how you react. How you react to yourselves, with your husband. It makes you pause because you are present. I think I've said so much on that. Okay. Number two, you must be aware of your emotions. You must be aware of your emotions. You must know how to label your emotions. You must be able to say, at this point in time, I am angry. And when I'm angry, I don't want to say a word that is going to hurt my spouse. I am hungry. So what am I going to do? So you need to know exactly what you do when you are angry. Are you going to keep quiet? Are you going to walk away? Are you going to close your mind? Are you going to just keep quiet? You need to be aware of your emotions. You feel there's something you're feeling at the moment. You might be upset. You might be fearful. You might be angry. And you see, one of these things I notice in homes is that the way you feel inside of you, and if you cannot label them, it makes you to either overreact or you transfer aggression. Your husband is not even the one that has hurt you. Probably you are thinking something that is upsetting you. Probably that your children has made you upset. Maybe your boss has made you upset. Something has gone wrong with you inside, but you are not aware. And so what do you do when your husband just comes in and says something very little, just something little that under normal circumstances not going to cause fight, but you are boiling inside. So many things are roaming in your mind. You raise your voice and you say, hey! And like, kilagwe. Like, what have I said? What are you hitting back at me? And you yourself, you don't even know why. You don't know how. You have transferred aggression because you were not present in your emotions. You are not aware of what you're feeling. So you need to learn how to label your emotions. When you're upset, you say, okay, I'm upset at this moment, and this is what I'm supposed to do. I am angry, I am happy, I am bitter, I am whatever it is. We have loads of emotions. I'm aggressive at this moment. I'm fearful. I'm afraid. I'm confused. I am troubled. And another thing I want to say again when you are home is that if you are feeling somehow, communicate. If there is a way you're feeling, because you are aware of how you feel. When I am feeling somehow, if I can trace how I'm feeling, I will just tell, this is the way I feel at the moment. Because there are sometimes your husband might be feeling something, he might be feeling down at the moment, he's not ready to talk. and your feeling is maybe you're just on the high side, and that's when you go to him to say, oh, you know what happened, and he snaps at you, you will feel bad. So I I tell couples, if you're feeling down, you say at this moment, you know what, I don't want to talk because I feel very fearful at this moment. I'm troubled. I'm thinking on so many things. So I think I need a little space. That's soft conflict at home. But something is wrong with you inside. Instead of you to say, oh, this is what is wrong with you, because you feel that you're a big man and you cannot communicate your emotions, and your wife doesn't know what's going. She's not a witch, she's not a spirit being, she's not Jesus Christ that knows what goes through inside your mind. She's not a prophet that understands what is going through in your mind. But you're not saying anything to her, and she's talking to you from morning. She's talking and talking, no response. She said, and I'm talking to you, you're not even responding to me. And the only thing you can do is like, wait, you don't know more than talk. Huh? Don't you even have time to think? Somebody's even here trying to figure out things. I say, figure out. Did I know you are figuring out things? You are my husband. I just want to talk to you. And you are raising voice at me. You are yelling at me. These are little things that causes trouble at all. So when you're feeling down, communicate it. Be aware of how you feel. Sometimes you might not be okay, and your children want to play with you. You just call them and say, you know what, I just want to rest my mind. I am agitated at this moment. I feel very pressured at this moment, and I just want to relax my mind. Please, can you give me a little time? It shows height of self-regulation, so that it's not up and down. That, oh, we're even talking to mommy is shouting at us. We're talking to daddy just, everybody's face is just no. Let's communicate. Be aware of your emotions. Know how you feel at any certain condition. Okay? And recognize that you have three options when you're faced with issues. Number one, you have the option, you approach it, you avoid, and you attack. So you make a choice. Do you want to avoid it? Do you want to attack? Okay? And lastly, you monitor your actions. Monitor your actions. Be in charge. We are going back. We are just saying the same thing. Monitor your actions. Know what you're going to do. Sometimes the devil will tell you, maybe your husband did something wrong to you, and you want to be angry. You see, at that time, that's when the wife or the husband can take the phone, hit the phone on the floor and break it. Another person could take knife and do what? Stab. Some can take the frying pan, take the pan, hit it on the husband's head, hit it on the wife's head. Some slap. Many things. You cannot just comprehend what goes on in homes just because couples cannot self-regulate their emotions. You act irrationally. You even forget your values. You just don't even know how to calm down. You just misbehave. And when you are done, you are like, wow, why did I do what I did? I've watched in on the Facebook where some guys will say they want to know the anger management level, or this level of their self-regulations of the so-called proposed wives. I know some of you would have watched some of them, and they will get cameras and they will come in to do a lot of tests to that wife. And out of the numbers that I've seen, I think I remember one. The guy wanted to test the woman, that does this woman really love me? How would she behave? Is she angry? What kind of human being is she? On her birthday, he now got this Marwa for her. The bicycle that is in three. I don't know how to say it in English, but we know it's called Marwa. And she bought Marwa, he decorated the Marwa and brought the Marwa to her. And the lady was like, and he brought her all from upstairs down, like, I have a gift for you, gift for you, gift for you. And when she got down, she saw Marwa, like, you got this for me. She didn't say thank you. You can see why I'm saying that you need to be very appreciative. There was no thank you. He just said, you bought Marwa for me? Me? What do you want me to do with this? And she took a stick and she began to hit the Marwa, a new Marwa, and she destroyed that tricycle. She destroyed the tricycle, not knowing that there was a brand new car waiting for her outside. And when the man saw that, whoa, 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 so this is the action-packed woman that I want to marry. So when she's angry, she can do anything. If she could destroy this tricycle to this extent, then she can break my head. And he told her, I said, okay, so this is who you are. I just brought this to test you. I pranked you with this. Come and see the car that I wanted to give you. So you know what? You lose that car, you lose me. I can't marry you and I'm not giving you that car. I've already known the kind of person you are, and I've seen so many like that. The woman will just take stick, break the car, do a whole lot of rubbish, and they are pranking. So there are sometimes they prank you, they will just see the real you. Most of the things we do outside, we are acting. When it gets to the point to know, so that means inside and outside, you must be one. You must be one with yourself inside the house. You must be one with yourself outside, because at any time, anybody can decide to prank you. Your husband can decide to prank you. And let me even see the kind of woman that I am, that she is. Go, 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 go. And that's how she lost that guy. She never married that guy. She couldn't marry the guy, and she couldn't get that car. She wept and wept and wept and said, oh my God, I have lost a gift. How did I lose two things today? Today is such a bad day. Why would this guy prank me? Why would he test me? Does he know that? Oh, but it was obvious the kind of woman she was. A woman full of anger. So watch your actions. When once you see that argument is about to start, what is conflict? Conflict is just not just fighting. It's just two different opinions. Your opinion is different from my opinion. Your opinion is different from my opinion. So accept your opinion. I accept my opinion. It's a 50-50 win-win. Just and let it slide. You don't need to say it is mine that is more important. It's not yours that is more important. Your husband too has something to say. You also have something to say. Two of you are making sense. You of course, you are not foolish. So you did not marry a foolish man. Neither did you marry a foolish woman. So both of you are sensible. So you know exactly what you want. And so when their argument, don't make it look like, oh, my husband is so foolish. Or you look at it, my wife is so foolish. Look at the rubbish she's saying out of her mind. You have your mind. He has his own mind. Okay. And so that is it about today's spotlight on the family. Remember what I've said, that you turn your conflict instantly. By the time you know how to manage yourself, you manage your emotion, just quickly turn it over, and suddenly you're smiling again. And that's why you see some couples that you see them trying to raise their voice now, suddenly they're already playing with themselves because they know how to balance the situation. Some people will fight to a point that 3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, they are still keeping malice. And the issue about this malice of a thing is that you will not begin to see negative, more negative. So many things begin to get you upset the more. That one thing that happened would have increased to like 5 things, like 10 things. I say, look at what you did, look at what you did, look at what you did. Like, those things that you don't complain about because it's just looking normal. When you begin to keep malice, your eyes begins to open to it. You begin to see it and you're like, wow, wow, wow. So this is who my wife is. When you're supposed to, and the Bible says love covers multitude of sins. So let love cover some of these things. God will give us grace in the name of Jesus. Thank you for listening, and God bless you. So I'll be giving my normal announcement, which I do say that by March, by the grace of God, we are going to commence the Wives Academy, the Sparkling Wives Academy. And I know that you, if you're a man, you're listening to me, send your wife quick to that academy. If you send that to that academy, oh, I bet you whatever it is that is disturbing her in that home, it's going to be cleared up. If you're a wife, you want to be a better woman, you want to be a better mother, you want to be a better wife, please, when you see my post, make sure you click in the bio and fill in for the waiting list, and more will communicate to you all better when you join in the waiting list. Thank you very much, and God bless you in Jesus' name. Bye.